Today I'm building a real AI outbound caller for a chiropractic company. Not a fake demo, not a toy chatbot, an actual system that can call patients who have had an outstanding balance for more than 30 days and help the office follow up in a professional, consistent way. This is one of those tasks that a lot of business need handled, but nobody really wants to do it manually because it can feel awkward and confrontational. So in this video, I'm going to build the foundation of an AI caller that can take that uncomfortable follow-up process and make it more consistent, polite, and scalable using Codex and Vapi. Before we jump into the build, let me quickly explain why I'm using Vapi for this. Vapi is basically infrastructure for AI voice agents. Instead of manually stitching together phone numbers, speech to text, an LLM, text-to-speech, transcripts, and webhooks from scratch, Vapi gives you one platform where all of that is already connected. What I like about Vapi is that it's built for developers, but still moves fast. I can configure the assistant, choose the voice, pick the model, connect the tools, and then control everything through an API. That is perfect for custom software. Eventually, this needs to run like a real business system. A patient hits the 30-day outstanding balance mark, the AI caller reaches out, and the outcome gets logged. I'm also going to use Codex to help build the custom software and guide me through the implementation process. Codex lets me work directly inside the project, generate all the code, inspect what's going on, make changes inside of Vapi, and keep the project moving without constantly bouncing between blank files and documentation. So the goal for this build is not to make the perfect final system in one sitting. The goal is to build the working core, a Vapi assistant for billing follow-ups, the outbound call flow, the prompt logic, and the backend pieces we still need to connect. So as you can see, I have the ChatGPT Codex app open. I guess technically it's just the ChatGPT app after their new update today. You have the work, you have the Codex. Still trying to figure out the big differences between being in each of these, but we are developing an app, so we're going to be inside of Codex. I'm going to start by creating a brand new project. I'm going to start from scratch. We're going to call it Chiropractic Phone Caller. Okay, and we're going to go with 5.5 medium. I just added some more credits. I used one of my usage limit resets, so I'm good to go. Maybe we'll be able to build the full app on this 99%. Not really sure. Probably not, but I have 3 resets. But let's just start by talking to Codex and have Codex guide us through the process. I am creating a software for a chiropractic company which will do outbound calls to patients who still have an outstanding balance after 30 days. We are going to use Vapi for the phone call. Don't worry about getting it hosted right now. Our goal is to build the software, get Vapi set up, and start running real phone calls that we're going to put through to me and the AI voice caller to simulate the phone call, iterate it to a better version. So before we start, I'm going to give you some information I have collected from the chiropractic company. I have some notes from a phone call, and I also have the scripts for the actual calls that the current employees do for the chiropractic company. Let me go grab those for you. Before we proceed, do you have any questions? That should do. Speech to text is the way to go. Let me go grab those pieces of information. I have taken a picture of the notes I took. I already downloaded it here. Just some basic notes about the process and the different that are going to integrate with this software to help make the process seamless and keep it automated. And then let me go grab that phone script as well. And it is right here. So let me add in. I have attached those 2 files. Take a look at them and absorb the info. Before we proceed, do you have any questions that will better allow you to understand what I am looking for? Let's just send this in. Okay. So this is information coming from my notes. This is coming from the collections call script questions. Okay, let me get these answered. All right, I answered all 10 of the questions and decided that a simple version 1 would be the best, where we are, instead of connecting to the chiropractic software right away, we are just going to upload CSVs in for the people that do owe money and have an outstanding balance, eventually we would want to transition it so it connects seamlessly with the existing infrastructure that they have in place. But for version 1, uploaded CSV is good. I have me as a fake patient with $26,000 in outstanding balance. That is really high. Usually it's $20 to $400, and some other information about me, including my phone number. They're actually going to go ahead and call me, the AI, once this is all built up. So we are going to let Codex cook. So I just let it cook it worked for a minute. There was an error that happened. I said proceed. It worked for another 5 minutes, about 6 minutes total. It says that we have the current version ready to go. Let's open it up. Here's what it looks like. I don't love the green here. The green is fine now. Obviously, I would want to brand it with the chiropractic company that this is for, but let's go ahead and follow the directions of Codex here. They want us to copy the .env. For those that do not know, this is the secret file in a software that contains all of the secret information that helps run your app or software. For example, Vapi API key, phone number ID, some other things. So we're going to go grab those right now. Let's go and copy the .env file and add those keys in. So I'm just going to click here. This is what we need to copy and change to that. So as you can see, we can open it up right there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click this, reveal in Finder. Okay, came up over here. I can't drag this over. Let me minimize this a little bit. We'll drag this over. We're just going to copy and paste this. So duplicate. Okay, so I'm going to work with the copy here. Before I change the name of the file to .env, let me go grab those variables inside of Vapi. We need the Vapi API key, the Vapi phone number ID, and the Vapi assistant ID. So let's go into Vapi right now. Okay, API keys we have. So here's our private key right here. I'm going to go ahead and copy this, and let's open up that file. Open that up. Here it is. I'm going to paste that here. We can delete all this, optional. These are not needed right now. I'm going to delete these. So I got my API key. I'm going to paste this in. You don't want any spaces. You just want to go and paste this in. I'm going to remove this part because I'm actually going to use these variables. I don't want you to see them. Now the Vapi phone number ID. Phone number ID is found. Let me blow this up a little bit. The phone number is found right here in this section here. You just go and create it, or you can bring one over from an external platform. Twilio is a popular one for this. Let's go. We can give it an area code. This is pretty cool. So if you know the area code of the business that you're serving, it's better to have that area code when someone in that region is getting a phone call from that area code instead of some random number that looks like spam. So 781 is the area code that we're operating with. And now we have that number still activating. Takes a couple minutes. So let that activate. But here is the ID right here. That is the phone number ID that we need to copy and bring over. So I'm going to add that in. You're not going to see when I add it because I'm hiding this from you guys. So we're going to let that activate before we do any calls. But let's go ahead and build our assistant. We don't necessarily need to build it ourselves. Codex has the MCP to operate Vapi by itself. So as we're going and making these phone calls and testing out the caller, we're going to communicate with Codex. It's going to configure the assistant for you, but let's go set that up now. Riley, we'll go with it. One thing that you can do, you're going to be using a model, and you can choose your different providers and you can add your API key in. But as you can see, we have the first message. That is the first thing that the assistant is going to say. You can have the assistant speak first, wait for the user, and assistant speaks first with model generated message. So we're going to wait for the user to speak. I've had issues with the assistant speaking first, but normally when you call someone, they're the first person to talk. For example, you pick up the phone, someone's calling you. Hey, what's up? Usually the person answering is the first to talk. That's just how phone calls naturally happen. So you want to wait for the user to talk first, and then you want to come in with your opening line. This is what it's always going to say on its first line, whatever you input here. This system prompt is like a ChatGPT prompt. This is going to be guiding the phone call. This is where you would put all your information that you want the AI to know. You would insert your custom variables here as well. We're going to have Codex do the entire heavy lifting for this. We can choose our different voice as well. There's many different voices. We can see that there's differences in what it's going to cost per minute, but we have all these different models here. You would rather pay for a more expensive model to get the better outcome. So that is kind of my rule of thumb. This is the latest model. It bumps the cost up to 16 cents per minute. As you can see, that's a sum of all these different costs here, plus the cost of Vapi in itself, which is not shown here. You can upload external files in here. So for example, I could upload the script in there. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to have AI create the script and insert it here. And then you have all these other things as well. And we're going to roll with this. There's so many different things you can do on this, and there's so much customizable features. This is why it's such a good platform for use cases just like this. There's logs. We can see when we make a phone call. I'll come back to this later, but we can see the actual log here. Other tools, analysis, and advanced settings here as well. So this should be good to go. We can grab the key right here. This is what we need to insert in the .env. So I'm going to grab this and then I'm going to paste it in that .env file. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so I have uploaded those 3 different variables in there. We have the Vapi key, the Vapi phone number ID, and the Vapi assistant ID. Those 3 are in there. Now we need to change the file name to this. It needs to be exactly this. Can't be any extra spaces anywhere. Let's go ahead and change it. Right click, rename. I copied it, so I'm going to paste that in. Enter. You can't use a name that begins with a dot because these names are reserved for the system. Well, if I can't name it to .env, why is it named .env.example? All right, so we're going to talk to Codex about this error. Let's see what it has to say. All right, looks like we got to use the terminal. I'm going to go ahead and grab that name. It's going to give me the commands for the terminal. These are the copy and paste commands. Let's go into the terminal. Terminal, open that baby up. All right, I pasted that command in. It automatically popped up. I am going to remove that from the video because I don't want you to see my secrets. But it should be changed now. Let's communicate to Codex now that our Vapi variables are in the .env file and we successfully duplicated it. Thank you. I think that worked. The .env file now has all those variables inside of them. I created an assistant named Riley. I didn't configure much about it. So you're going to need to go in. You're going to need to edit the first message and also the system prompt associated with the agent. Please proceed with the next steps. We will let it cook. So let's actually go and check out the app while we're sitting here waiting. I'm going to pull it up on the browser, but you can also pull it up on the right side here like this. I don't really like to do this because you don't really get a feel for the actual look of it because, you know, you're operating on part of a screen versus if you were to pull it up on the actual Chrome, then you would get the full entire page and get a feel for what it really looks like. And just like that, it's up right here. And it's very simple. It's a single page, nothing too crazy. Obviously, I'm going to add more stuff on it. This was a single go, so not perfect yet. But for the sake of the video, we're going to start calling. But this is what it looks like. Pretty cool. This is a one and go. I owe $26,000, 43 days overdue. I'm going to cover up my phone number and my email so I don't get spammed by you guys. So as you can see, Riley is updated in Vapi. Let's go back to Vapi and see what that's looking like. Let's go and refresh it. Hi, Riley. Haha. See how cool this is? You don't really have to do anything. You just need to talk to your Codex and have it work on your behalf. And it inputted this massive prompt. It seems pretty basic. I'm not going to dive too much into it, but the first message. Hi, this is Riley calling on behalf of... Am I speaking with... So because this is a female, we need to change the voice to a girl. I don't know. We'll go with Emma. Emma seems like a nice sounding girl, woman. The speed, we'll keep it at 1.1. Okay, sounds good to me. Back to Codex. Okay, API keys are ready. Phone number ID is ready. Assistant ID ready. Public webhook URL missing, which is okay for the first test call, but automatic Vapi results will need public base URL later. Don't need that right now. All right, let's go make these calls. Let's see if it works. So ideally you would start the call and, it would show like call and process. And once the call's ended, then, it says call finished and it's updated with a certain tag. And then you would be able to click in, see the transcript, and see information on that call. So let me go grab my phone and let's see if this works. So when I first built one of these for the first time, I had to go into my phone settings and allow like spam callers. Essentially, I had a setting inside of my iPhone that said block potential spam calls, and I was trying to get the call in. It took a long time. I had to add the phone number to my contacts, so I'm not sure if this will work, but if you're working alongside of me right now, you might run into this problem. You just need to go into the settings and reconfigure it and maybe add the Vapi phone number into your contacts. So let's see. Ooh, phone call started. It's calling. Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? So it was a failure. Unfortunately, that did not work on the first run, but at least the call went through. I ran the first call. The call went to my phone successfully, but when I answered, no one would talk back. Can you investigate what happened here and get it fixed up, please? So this is crazy. I'm on 5.5. I know it's only medium, but I've only used 15% of my 5-hour usage, and I just built an app, and I created an AI agent to make calls. It's pretty insane. All right, so 2 changes were implemented. So the assistant speaks first is what they thought a solution would be, Codex. I don't think that's a great solution. Each call now sends a complete first message in the payload. All right, so we're gonna give it a try. I haven't had a lot of success with the assistant speaking first, but let's go simulate that call again. Start the call, nothing, no call. I'm gonna press it again, nothing. All right, so I went to make the call again twice, and this time the call didn't actually go through to my phone. Can you please fix this issue? All right, so it discovered some issues, implemented savings. So this is what I had to do last time on my iPhone. Should be good to go. Let's go and refresh this. Let's start a call. Yep. Hello?
Riley, calling on behalf. Am I speaking with Christian?
Yes, you are. Who is this?
I'm calling because our records show a balance of $26,000 that is 43 days overdue. We emailed a Square payment link to christianbolivieri@gmail.com, and I'm just calling to make sure you received it.
And who am I speaking to?
Of course, I'm Riley, calling from the front desk on behalf of billing team. I'm just following up to confirm you received the Square payment link we emailed regarding your balance.
And what is the payment for?
I'm not able to discuss detailed services or treatment history for privacy reasons. I can only confirm that our records show a balance of $26,000 is overdue. If you have questions or concerns about the balance itself, I'll have the office review this and follow up with you directly. Would you like me to do that?
I can't afford $26,000.
I understand, and I appreciate you letting us know. I'm not able to set up payment arrangements on this call, but I'll mark this for the office so someone can follow up with you directly about the next best step. Thank you for taking the call.
All
Thank
right.
you for scheduling with Wellness Partners. Your appointment is confirmed, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Have a wonderful day.
You two hung up on me. That was pretty good. I think it needs some tweaks. It said something about wellness center. So I would go ahead and I would give that to Codex. I also don't like the AI talking first. I don't think that was the issue that we had with the first call. So we should go and edit that. But let me go in and set an outcome. Let's see how this looked. So that's pretty lame. But yeah, this interface definitely needs some work. I would probably be spending a lot of time in the trenches making this as clean and as seamless as possible, and keep iterating, keep editing the system prompt, or have Codex keep editing it, and keep going until I'm happy with the software and the actual caller. But yeah, this is how you do that. Have Codex guide you, and then keep iterating until you have something that you really like. But through the creation of this simple software, plus going in and making those edits inside of Vapi, we only used up 28% of our 5-hour usage limit with GPT-5.5. Oh, guys, I messed up. I should have went with one of these models. That's why there's so much usage, is because they probably upped the usage with these newer, better models. So Mistake on my end. I kind of forgot that this was all released today. Doesn't really matter. Got the job done. So I came back to it because I'm actually working on building a good product for this company. And I decided to pull up GPT 5.6 Soul. And I said, here, let me drag over what I said. It's still working on it right now. But essentially, I just said this original version is kind of crap. Can you recreate it? And it's still going right now, but look what it cooked up for me. This thing is unreal. We have the history. Look how cool the transition is between clicking onto each one. I mean, this is awesome. Requested. So this is the successful call right here. Let's go in and check it out. And we have the transcript right in here. This is amazing. I can't afford $26,000. This is awesome. Good job, ChatGPT. Love what I'm seeing here, and the business is gonna love it too. Still gonna need some more changes once I actually continue to use it and iterate through everything, and it's gonna be pretty cool. Thought I'd show this off. This is such a practical AI automation use case. It's not flashy for the sake of being flashy. It solves a real business problem, following up on unpaid balances in a way that is consistent, professional, and less uncomfortable for the staff. For the chiropractic office, this can mean fewer awkward manual calls, better follow-up, cleaner payment workflows, and more time for the team to focus on patients instead of chasing balances. So that's the build. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy content like this, please subscribe. I'm coming out with new videos every single week just like this. Subscribe to not miss a thing. I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.